From Kent in the UK, I am Matty Hawken, and welcome to The Now. Today I'm going to be talking with three of my friends who are all in university, as I wanted to find out how their universities have dealt with the current situation due to the virus. I feel that hearing it from the people who have been through the experiences is really important to you guys who are struggling out there, and I'm going to let them all introduce themselves now. Hope you enjoy.
Hi, I'm Anna. I'm 20 years old and I am studying geography at Sheffield University, and I'm in my first year of my course.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm a first year student at Portsmouth University. I'm 19 and I'm studying international business.
I'm Philly, I'm 19. I'm currently a first year student at the University of Exeter studying politics, philosophy, and economics.
So, what was it like when you first found out about the coronavirus at university? What was the mood in university, and what sort of steps were they taking to get you guys prepared and everything?
So it's been quite interesting at Exeter. A lot of my friends at other universities, like Durham and Liverpool, got booted quite early, so they were sent home maybe 2 weeks before we were. And Exeter really held it down to the absolute last minute. I mean, they did everything to accommodate us. They're really, really good. But it was only when somebody actually caught corona on campus that they sacked in and told us all to go home.
And so, what was it like when you first heard about the coronavirus? Did you think it was a sort of something funny that you know, if you just went out about your day to day life, that it would all be fine? Just tell me a bit how you took on the news.
Oh wow, yeah, it was really weird actually. It felt quite somber. I don't know if that's the right word, but everyone seemed to be making a few jokes about it. And I remember seeing in lectures there were a few people wearing those face masks. People had that kind of that fear about it, and you can see it and you can feel it in people's like behavior. People were a lot less likely to stand near each other or go for chats and things. So that felt a bit like social distancing before the government put in place social distancing.
Yes, I can imagine it being quite a big shock to find out that, well, for when you were assuming that you were going to be leaving university and then find out you were going to be early. Did you sort of take me back to your sort of last 2 days of uni?
Again, I'd probably just say odd because you're wanting to spend the last of your time with your friends. And I think at university you're completely in a bubble. So little did I know that back down here in Surrey, and obviously being pretty near London, everyone was starting to get quite stressed about Corona. But honestly, at uni, and probably partly bad because people do not watch the news at university, we genuinely did not realise how serious it was. So it sounds bad, but we were still going to the pub. Pints were like £1 because obviously they're just trying to get rid of stock because they know they're going to have to close any day. So it was this odd, like, oh, bye everyone, but still kind of having a good time, I would say, is my summary.
So when was it you were meant to leave university?
Oh, for the summer, my last exam was going to finish, I think, on the 20th of May. So it was still another good 2 months away. Or a little less than 2 months away, and it was really weird to have to just stop. What I mean? It was strange to have everything just suddenly stop because for the week following classes being cancelled, there wasn't any uh, communication, or at least proper communication between the uni and the students. So it felt like we'd just been abandoned for a little while, and then after that, classes began to start up.
How has it been, moving out of your parents' house, going to university, living by yourself, and then having to move back in with your parents and be told that you're not allowed to go out of the house?
I'm not gonna lie, it was a bit of a wrench. I have so enjoyed uni and having independence, and I like to think of myself as quite an independent person, so I've really been thriving in my own space at uni and coming back home, where not that it's any of my parents' fault, but I naturally lose a lot of independence at home just from them, wanting to know where I am out of concern for me. And then the lockdown on top of that, the whole thing was just a bit miserable.
At the end of the podcast, these guys wanted to give you guys some tips and tricks which have helped them through this challenging period of time.
I feel like this is advice that a lot of people would give, but just like really maintaining a strong routine, getting up in the morning, getting properly dressed like you're going to go out and do something with your day, doing your lectures or your work or whatever it is that you do in the normal time frame that you would, and just trying to stay in contact with people outside of your family throughout, I think, is really, really key. And also just picking up something new. This is a really good time to bring up an old hobby or find something interesting that can really focus your mind, I think, and stop stress and worry and worrying about what might happen next summer too much.
There's a lot of things really, but at the same time, there's a lot of restrictions. But I've been reading a lot more, which has been quite good actually, because I've had a lot of books I've been meaning to get around to. I've been trying to learn another language, not very well, but at least trying. Like any of the free apps like Duolingo, that kind of thing. There's something to do. And honestly, the main thing I give to anyone who's going through anything like this at the moment is that this is a lot of free time. You've been given so much more free time than you'd ever have. You probably ever will have going forward. So it's probably worthwhile using it to learn something, to learn a new skill, to learn a new language, anything that you have an interest in. It's just worth putting some time into, and not allow yourself to become bogged down in kind of procrastinating by doing nothing.
It's definitely a tricky time. I don't know how qualified I am to give advice, but I think it's just whatever works for you. I think getting into some sort of routine, not becoming some nocturnal person who's waking up at 3 p.m, is definitely one tip to a healthy mind, especially coming from uni, where people do literally emerge from their bedrooms at 4 p.m, and you're literally there like, have you even seen the sun today? Can I give you some sort of vitamin D supplement? But I'd say, getting into a routine of some sorts. I think, whatever you're doing, whether it's working or something, if you've got university work, school work, I think trying to keep a little bit up. No pressure to do so at all, but just to make you feel like you do kind of have some end goal, that you're not literally just aimlessly going about your day. I think something like that. And I know everyone's probably heard it 100 times before, but think about taking up something new. My dad's decided to take up the acoustic guitar. We don't ever hear him because he likes to do his little virtuosoing in private. But I'm trying to learn a bit of Spanish. Or my sister's, she's ordered a netball post that she's made me pay half of, and she's trying to get good at netball shooting. So I think just taking up something new, getting into routine. And I'd also say, especially for me, but for anyone, I think exercise is so important right now. I think getting outside and doing a bit of something, anything, if you can, a walk, a run, a cycle. My mum's doing the Couch to 5K. I think it's really important to, one, just like free up your mind, release some endorphins, but also just to give a bit of structure to your day, so you're at least basing yourself around some sort of external activity, even if that can't be going to the pub with your mates. So I think whatever works for you, and no pressure, but make the most.
Thank you guys so much for being a part of this podcast. It's been really fun to record it with you separately through the computer, which has been the first time I've ever done something like this, and edit it all together. And I think that the messages you guys have shared have maybe given some of the people at home a bit of relief, and some ideas and some tips and some tricks on how to actually go about their day-to-day life, being self-isolated. And obviously, guys, you guys who are listening today, please stay safe, please stay at home and save lives. I can't stress it enough. And I really hope this episode might have helped some of you guys to get back into a better routine now with the current situation. And I really, really thank you for listening to The Now.